In this video, we will explain absolutely everything you need to know to travel to Napa Valley, the most luxurious, famous, and coveted wine region in all of the United States. This is the definitive guide and the most complete video you will watch today about the destination where the green hills meet the California sun. The place where you can fly in a hot air balloon at dawn over miles of perfect plantations, taste the best vintages of Cabernet, Sauvignon grapes on the planet, and dine in internationally awarded restaurants. We will cover everything from the logistics of how to get there from San Francisco, how to choose the perfect base city so you do not have to drive after tastings, and what is the secret to getting into the most exclusive wineries that look like true European castles. We will also tell you about the vital requirement of travel insurance to set foot in North America, and where to taste the perfect artisanal burger that became a local legend. So let us get started. Napa Valley is not just a destination for those who know a lot about drinks, it is a lifestyle focused on excellence. The calm pace of the countryside, stunning architecture, and high gastronomy. It is a breathtaking valley composed of charming small towns connected by a scenic highway, housing more than 400 wineries ranging from rustic family estates to opulent stone palaces. Now let us move on to logistics and planning. What is the best time to visit Napa Valley? The landscape and prices change drastically with the seasons. The most vibrant and expensive time is autumn, specifically the months of September and October. It is the so-called harvest season. The vines take on stunning colors in shades of red, orange, and yellow, and the wineries are buzzing with activity. Hotels are fully booked and very expensive. Spring, from March to May, is considered by many the most beautiful and pleasant time. The weather is perfectly mild, the crowds are smaller, and the vineyard floor is completely covered with bright yellow mustard flowers, creating a spectacular contrast for photographs. Summer from June to August has beautiful days, but the heat can be quite strong in the middle of the day, passing 95 degrees Fahrenheit. The vines are full and green, making it a wonderful time for those who love heat and outdoor dinners in the late afternoon. Winter from December to February is the low season, also called the Cabernet season. It gets quite cold, it can rain, and the vines become dry and leafless, but it is the perfect time to taste full-bodied red wines next to cozy fireplaces, with accommodation prices plummeting a lot. And how many days to stay? Taking a one-day trip from San Francisco is the most common and most tiring mistake tourists make because you spend most of the time in traffic and can barely visit 2 wineries while rushing. To feel the rhythm of the valley, wake up with the mist covering the mountains, and dine unhurriedly, the perfect itinerary requires 3 to 4 full days. Now let us talk about transportation and how to get around. To arrive, the vast majority of travelers fly into the San Francisco International Airport. From there, the car trip to the valley entrance takes about an hour and a half, crossing the iconic Golden Gate Bridge if you take the scenic route. To get around inside, the absolute and unbreakable rule, number 1, is do not drink and drive. California laws are relentless, and highway enforcement is very high. The best strategy is to use transportation apps that work perfectly in the region, or hire a private driver to spend the day driving your rental car or his van while you do the tastings with total peace of mind. If your hotel is central, you can do many excellent tastings just by walking. Staying in a good region will dictate the style and comfort of your trip. Napa Valley is actually the name of the entire region, which is made up of 4 main cities. The first option, and the most practical, is to stay in downtown Napa, the city center in the south of the valley. It is the largest city with dozens of incredible hotels, a livelier nightlife, and a wonderful boardwalk by the river. The great advantage is that the center is packed with wonderful tasting rooms, allowing you to taste excellent wines and walk back to the hotel with total safety without relying on drivers. The second option is Yountville, just to the north. It is the chichest, most luxurious, and exclusive village in the entire valley. Staying here is synonymous with pure glamour. The main street is lined with Michelin-starred restaurants and dozens of outdoor artworks. It is the perfect refuge for honeymooning couples seeking the highest level of sophistication and wanting to do everything on foot in a fairy tale environment. The third option is St. Helena and Calistoga in the far north of the valley. They are the cities located in the heart of the most traditional wineries. Staying here is literally sleeping surrounded by vineyards. Calistoga is also famous for its resorts with hot thermal waters and relaxing volcanic mud baths, perfect for recharging your energy. We created this personalized map that explains exactly which is the best region to stay. Staying in the bustling center of Napa or in the luxurious village of Yountville, you cannot go wrong. We will leave here on the screen code and in the video description the link to this exclusive map. We created them on the hotel site we always use, as it always has the best prices and reliable options. We will also leave links to the hotels we have already stayed at and approved. In all destinations, we always recommend one that is very cheap and super well located for those who want to save money, and another that is a little better in the same location but a little more expensive with more comfort. These are great options tested by us. An important tip to save on accommodation is the advanced strategy. Because Napa Valley is a high-end tourism destination, Rooms in boutique hotels sell out many months in advance, especially between August and October. That is why we really like using this site we indicated. In addition to having the lowest prices, it has free cancellation with almost all hotels. You can book as soon as possible to guarantee a much lower price, and if you need to cancel later due to any change of plans, it is super easy and at no cost. And remembering that in this link below, we always organize everything you need to set up your entire trip for the lowest price on a single page. The sites we use to build our trips, and that have everything much cheaper, such as the international virtual cell phone chip to call app drivers at the farms, travel insurance with discount, which is fundamental in the United States tickets, for the wine train and balloon rides, good and cheap hotels we have already stayed at, and the global account to carry your dollars paying much fewer fees. Save this page in your favorites. Now let us get to the main attractions with details you cannot miss. Attraction number 1 is simply flying in the hot air balloon ride. The valley is world famous for this. You wake up before sunrise, go to the takeoff field, and rise smoothly while the sun illuminates the hills, sweeping away the morning mist. The silence up there is absolute, and the view of the miles of geometrically aligned vines is spectacular. The tour ends wonderfully with a sparkling wine toast right after landing in the field. Attraction number 2 is the Castello di Amorosa Winery. If you think you will only see wooden farms, your jaw will drop here. It is an incredibly authentic 13th century Tuscan-inspired medieval castle built with bricks imported from Europe. The property is colossal. It has tall towers, a moat, a chapel, a drawbridge, and even ancient stone dungeons in the basement where the large oak barrels are kept. Taking the guided tour and tasting the Italian-style wines in the dark stone rooms is a true journey back in time. Attraction number 3 is the Napa Valley Wine Train. It is one of the most luxurious vintage trains still in operation. You board fully restored train cars from the early 20th century with polished mahogany and velvet decorations and take a 3-hour journey crossing the entire valley from end to end on the original railway tracks. During the trip, you consume a multi-course gourmet meal prepared by the chefs on board, accompanied by the best bottles while enjoying the panoramic view of the vineyards through the immense glass windows of the train. Attraction number 4 is the V. Satui Winery. It is the most beloved and welcoming in the region. Unlike most that require complex and strict scheduling, this winery has a much more relaxed atmosphere. The great highlight is the artisanal food market they have inside. You buy rare cheeses, fresh breads, delicious cold cuts, and a bottle of red wine and head to the immense grassy gardens under the gigantic oak trees to have an unforgettable outdoor picnic. Attraction number 5 is visiting an ultra-luxury winery like Opus One or Robert Mondavi. These are the producers of the most expensive and prestigious bottles on the planet, the apex of Napa Valley exclusivity. The architecture of Opus One, for example, looks like a modern temple buried in the earth. The tasting experience in these places is like attending a chemistry and art history class. Remember that to visit these absolute icons, reservations must be made many months in advance online, as they do not accept visitors who just show up at the door. Attraction number 6 is the Oxbow Public Market. It is right in downtown Napa. It is a huge indoor gourmet market gathering the best producers from the Californian region. It is a parade of culinary wonders where you can eat extremely fresh oysters from the Pacific Ocean, taste artisanal olive oils, have exotic flavored ice creams, buy fine chocolates, and drink excellent craft beers to vary the drink of the day a little. The atmosphere is relaxed, vibrant, and perfect for a varied and tasty lunch. An important tip that will save you time and guarantee your experience is to buy tickets for popular attractions like the Sunrise Balloon, ride the wine train ticket, and book group excursion drivers well in advance online. Leaving it to the last minute means finding everything sold out because the valley is small and global demand is immense. We will leave in the screen code and in the description the link to the site where we always buy tours for the lowest price and very safely and quickly. Now let us move on to gastronomy. The valley is the great exponent of the farm-to-table concept, having one of the largest concentrations of incredible restaurants in the world. If you want to have a legendary meal and have extra budget, the French Laundry in the town of Yountville is frequently voted one of the best restaurants on the entire planet, boasting 3 Michelin stars. The tasting menu prepared by Chef Thomas Keller is a masterpiece that takes hours, and reservations must be made as soon as the restaurant calendar opens on the internet. For an unmissable breakfast, get in line at Bouchon Bakery, also in Yountville, and buy crusty baguettes, impeccable puff pastries, and the famous French sweet macaron, perfect for eating while walking through the flowered streets. And for a tasty, cheap, and deeply Californian experience, the Gott's Roadside Restaurant in the town of St. Helena is a mandatory stop. It is a charming retro diner that serves fabulous gourmet burgers, including a famous fresh-grilled tuna burger, accompanied by fries covered in roasted garlic. You place your order, pick up your tray, and sit at the picnic tables under the umbrellas, creating the perfect contrast with the sophistication of the wine. Quick and in-depth shopping tips. You will want to bring back much more than just wonderful wine bottles in your suitcase. The towns of St. Helena and Yountville are absolute paradises for those who like exclusivity. Walking along the main street, simply called Main Street, you enter beautiful clothing boutiques and interior design galleries full of pieces that reflect the charming and country chic California style. The V Marketplace commercial complex concentrates luxury artisans selling oils, lavender soaps, and fine ceramics. If your search is for heavy bags and big savings, the main city of Napa itself houses the Napa Premium Outlets. It is a compact and super pleasant open-air shopping center focused on sports and classic American brands, perfect for spending a few hours buying jackets and sneakers with gigantic discounts without having to go all the way to San Francisco. The #1 rule for shopping in Napa Valley is transporting the bottles. If you're going to buy rare wines at the farms to bring home, also buy the special padded suitcases sold there to check on the plane with thermal security and impact protection. What to do at night? Nightlife in Napa Valley is very different from metropolises, being totally focused on romance, high-end cocktails, and tranquility. The day ends very early at the rural wineries, which usually close their doors around 5 in the afternoon. If you are staying around downtown Napa, the perfect program is to walk to the center, which boils with dozens of charming tasting rooms, open later serving wines by the glass accompanied by wonderful artisanal cheese boards. The Blue Note Napa Music Venue brings excellent jazz and blues bands playing live in a very elegant, intimate club environment. If you are at the resorts in Yountville or Calistoga, the luxury is to return from dinner, order a glass of your favorite red wine, and sit around the ground fire pits that almost all hotels have in their gardens, feeling the cold air of the starry country night. And if you are traveling with kids, although it is a destination focused on adults, taking children to Napa Valley can be charming if you choose the right wineries. The Medieval Castle Winery we mentioned is an absurd success, with the little ones who can explore the secret dungeons and receive fancy glasses with pure organic grape juice to toast along with their parents. In the city of Calistoga, you can take them to see the Old Faithful Geyser of California, a natural attraction that shoots a giant jet of boiling water into the sky every 30 minutes, surrounded by friendly llamas and goats. And the panoramic train is guaranteed fun for the whole family to admire the mountains. Mandatory documentation for international tourists and safety. Safety. Napa Valley is one of the richest, cleanest, and safest zip codes in all of the United States. Walking through the small towns of the valley and rural properties is a matter of absolute peace. Crime is practically non-existent. The only real risk to your safety and your bank account is the very dangerous mix of drinking and driving. The roads are narrow, two-way, and unlit outside the cities, which has caused sad accidents in the past. Because of this, police officers are relentless. Do not drive after drinking under any circumstances. Visa. Remember that to enter the state of California, you must have a valid American tourist visa in your passport. The entire scheduling and issuance process must be done at American consulates in your country, so prepare this many months in advance. Travel insurance. American medicine is entirely privatized and has the scariest and most absurd prices in the whole world. There is no free healthcare system for tourists under any circumstances. Traveling to walk through rural farms and highways without great international travel insurance is risking a lifetime of planning. A simple visit to the private emergency room will cost you thousands of dollars immediately. We never travel outside our country without insurance, and in the link in the description, there is the comparator we always use to quote the best coverage from the best insurance companies paying very little. And to combine your trip, the location of Napa Valley makes it the perfect complement to the best vacation of your life on the American West Coast. Just over an hour driving south takes you straight to the steep and cosmopolitan slopes of San Francisco. You can cross the monumental Red Golden Gate Bridge and spend days exploring the old street cable cars, the incredible Alcatraz Prison Island, and tasting the seafood from the main pier. Right next to Napa is the Sonoma Valley, the sister wine region. Sonoma is infinitely more rustic, colonial, and quiet, perfect for those seeking sensational wines in a small country town square environment with an even slower and more welcoming pace. And if you have the spirit of exploring by car, the trip to the monumental immensity of the mountains and waterfalls of Yosemite National Park further inland closes an unforgettable itinerary through the heart of California. If you liked this complete and deep guide about Napa Valley, like the video and subscribe to our channel to travel always more and better around the world. Thank you very much, and have a safe trip.